conducting a Q&A at the end of the session, and we encourage you to ask any questions. And we also have a QR code that you can scan to send any questions. Flow Startup Cell endeavors to help entrepreneurs with their journey to start up and scale up their ventures. Any questions regarding Startup Cell, you can always contact our members. We will be introducing our members after the session. Having said that, I request all of you to be please seated. Good evening. On the behalf of Flow Chennai, a warm welcome to this year's inaugural startup event in partnership with MMA. I'm Kirtana, Joint Secretary and Startup Cell member of Flow Chennai chapter. I'm also the co-founder of Bungee Digital and Two Trees Workspaces. It's my pleasure to be your host this special evening. I would like to extend my warm welcome to Flow members, our past chair, GB members, committee members, members of Flow and MMA, and students from colleges. May I request our dignitaries to please come on stage? It's a great pleasure to welcome our guest, Mr. Suresh Sambandam, today. He will be in conversation with Ms. Yagna Balaji. Welcome, ma'am. As a part of our Inspiring Entrepreneur series, we are here to be inspired and influenced by the success story of Mr. Suresh Sambandam. To mark the beginning of this session, may I request Ms. Deepa Shah, member of Flow Startup Cell, to introduce our chairperson.
A very good evening to one and all. Thank you all for gracing the occasion. I take great pleasure in introducing Raji Raju, the chairperson of Flow Chennai. She is very passionate about working with organizations with a vision to give back to society and community. This was a shared vision with which she relocated to India in 2022 after living abroad for many years with her serial entrepreneur husband, Raju Venkatraman. In 1991, Raji was a joint promoter of Tree Software, which was a pioneer of BP and IT development, employing over 5,000 people in India and US. Raji has worked in various capacities, including marketing and business development, has donned many hats, such as creating training programs, and traveling to diagnostic centers in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities of Tamil Nadu when her husband founded Medall Healthcare Private Limited. Medall touched the lives of 1.2 crore people. She has an e-commerce platform called Sthalam and sits on several boards. Raji believes in multidimensional learning and growth. Married to a serial entrepreneur husband, Raju Venkatraman, she has always lived in a joint family with parents and in-laws. She is a mother of 2 children, grandma to a 2-year-old, loves to play badminton, and represented her college in her youth. She is a trained musician, dancer, is very spiritually inclined, and a sucker for celebrations of any kind. May I invite Mrs. Raji Raju to please come on stage and address the gathering.
So going by what is happening in the cricket field, when life throws you a curve ball, you just have to either hit it off as a 6 or get bowled. So today I'm going to try my best to see how I can at least address this gathering without any pre-preparation. I'm truly honored to be here, and my gratitude and thanks to Group Captain Vijay Kumar for helping us collaborate with them. And I also offer my thanks to Mr. Suresh Sambandam Suresh Sambandam is very picky about the audience he chooses to speak. So we at Flow are extraordinarily grateful that you have accepted today to come and address us. I don't want to take much of your time. It is a wonderful topic. I was just having a side talk with Suresh, trying to understand how it was to be part of the think tank for Tamil Nadu to move towards this dream. And I wouldn't want to reveal anything what he has disclosed to me. I'm sure you will all be privy to that information. So without much ado, I would hand over to Deepa, Priya to take this forward. Kirtana, please come.
Thank you, Ms. Raji. I take this opportunity to invite Group Captain Vijay Kumar. Group Captain Vijay Kumar is the Executive Director of MME and a recipient of VSM from the President of India for service of very high order. Under his leadership, MMA has won the Best Management Association in India for 13 years in row, including the year 21-22. May I request him to come on this dais?
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. All the viewers watching this program live, once again, very warm welcome to each one of you. It's indeed a privilege. Whenever Raju asked me, let's collaborate and do, I said straight away, yes, we must do this, because it's always a pleasure to work with FICCI FLO, because they're so professional, so passionate about what they do. You know, we like to work with them. That's one of the reasons you're doing this. I'm quite sure Raji is planned quite a bit of events all through the year. We'll be able to present some of the best events for you, I think, with the support of FICCI FLO. Otherwise, also MMA is, we do some 600 events in a year. Some of the events, all our events are webcast live, including this event, live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Twitter. We have over 8,000 members. We have a beautiful library. This building is 24,000 square foot with multiple classrooms, and we got, it's actively involved. It's, in fact, till about 4:30 we have an event here, again next day morning. So we are actively involved in the sense, we are a not-for-profit charitable organization, and we strongly believe that we behave one like a not-for-profit. Don't look at the building and think we are very rich, we are very, very poor. But somehow we managed to do some phenomenal events for the benefit. In addition to Chennai, we also have our outreach program. We reach out to 10 locations, including Chengalpet, Mahendravel City, then Sri City, Ambur, Salem, the Erode, Trichy, all these places. We do programs at our cost to empower the MSMEs, SMEs in these areas. Our idea is we strongly believe MSME is a strong backbone of the country if you are to attend. And today we are indeed delighted because the speaker for this evening, Suresh Sambandam, is not new to MMA. He has already spoken, and he is the most sought after speaker. If Suresh speaks, I will walk miles to listen to him. Such a passionate person. And he's going to be talking on a very interesting subject of $1 trillion economy, which is very, very dear to each one of us, because we talk quite a bit. So many seminars and conclaves. I keep hearing about $10 trillion economy of India by 2030. If Suresh dream is to come true of $1 trillion of his company, I think if we have few Sureshes, we should be able to achieve the 10 trillion. You don't have to wait till 2030. We'll do it in 2025 itself. I think that is the passion, what drives the people today. And we are indeed privileged to have all the FICCI FLO ladies here. And we do some phenomenal event, quite a number of them. So I keep sharing it with Raji. You'll be more delighted, most welcome to come and attend. All our events, you don't have to come here. All our events are webcast live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We have our own MMA radio. You can watch them. Our intention is to reach out to the people, as many people as possible. We not only do management, we do a lot of CSR work with poor government schools. We take care of them, we handhold the children. We offer them the best of the best facility, which even the best of the school don't offer. So some of the few, we have a very strong committee which really drives MMA to bring the best to each one of our members, and that's objective. And I'm indeed particularly in my committee delighted to collaborate with FICCI FLO to bring in some outstanding programs, which I'm quite sure not only FICCI FLO members of MMA will greatly benefit by their thoughts and insights shared by some of the outstanding speakers. Thank you, Raji, for choosing MMA to do joint event. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, once again. It's indeed a pleasure to have all the FICCI FLO ladies here, and it's good to have you because you are also passionate. You are the one who really drive us to do well. Thank you.
request our member, Ms. Shweta Agarwal, to introduce Ms. Priya Gautam, Head of Startup Cell Chennai and Head of Mentorship, FICCI FLO, National Startup.
That happens to my name. Thank you. Anyways, I'm honored here to introduce Ms. Priya Gautam. Priya Gautam, an alumnus of IIM Bangalore and has been a marketing, strategy and technology professional with over 20 years of multifaceted experience, which includes setting off new businesses, startup and scale-up expertise in small, medium and large enterprises. Her vast experience working extensively in domestic and international markets and love for technology drew her into accepting many challenging roles, which includes being an entrepreneur in residence at global technology company, and her entrepreneurial streak had her partnering in digital venture called Balaji, while also setting up co-working spaces called Two Trees Workspaces. Both these she modestly calls success stories. She has won inspirational stories released by the Honorable Minister, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, in May 2020. Ambassador of Chennai, she leads tech, an initiative of Facebook, and recently featured in FICCI FLO, a Startup Chennai initiative 2022. She heads the National Flow Startup Cell for mentorship and also the head of Flow Chennai Startup Cell. Over to Priya to introduce the Startup Cell. Thank you, Priya.
Thank you, Shweta. A warm welcome to all the members who've come here today. I stand before you mainly to talk about the Startup Cell, and that's the initiative today that we're launching with Mr. Suresh Sambandam. This year, we envision to take a step forward to create a more equitable, accessible, and empowered startup ecosystem for women by creating a platform for women entrepreneurs, mentors, and investors that provides them access, learning opportunities, and insights into startup ecosystem of the world. To achieve our vision, we have laid out a comprehensive plan that includes 3 key components, which is entrepreneurship, mentorship, and angel investments. So for an entrepreneur, we aim to attract women startup founders to Flow membership and provide them access to various programs and opportunities such as accelerator programs, incubation programs, grants, and funding opportunities, and all of course, the coveted Startup International delegations. I think this is very exciting, and I really urge women startups who are not Flow members also to please join in. We're all here to help you to become members. The second is, of course, for mentors. We aim to provide and create, increase our pool of certified mentors and provide them both paid and pro bono opportunities to connect with entrepreneurs and other opportunities. Each year, an average, a chapter calls about 10 to 15 experts. That is about 250 potential mentors, and we aim to reach out and attach these experts to our platform so that all our entrepreneurs can actually have access to them. For angel investors, we aim to train more women to participate in venture investing, providing opportunities to attend pitch sessions and access to deals, and encourage syndication for participation in deals. Moving on to our programs, we have a fantastic program that's been rolled out. It's called the STEP program. As I stand here, we've rolled it out to 10 cities, and we have over 150 applications as of today, and we opened it only for 7 days. So imagine the number of women who are applying for this STEP program and also taking the benefits of accelerator training for themselves. So the cohort for Chennai will be opened up in July. So request all of you to apply for that, and it will be a great opportunity. The second very interesting, cohort, the type that we have is with Stanford Seed. This program is a fantastic program for women who would love to accelerate the business, who are not over 2 crores but below 2 crores turnover. They should have at least not the minimum viable product, but at least have done some business, you have some clients. This program is a great program for people who want to really learn how to move further in their business. So we will be having 2 cohorts. The last date for application is May 23rd.
We'll shortly open it up, but if you would like to know more about this program, please do reach out to me or to Jyoti. We both can help you with how to join this program. Another interesting announcement that I need to make is about the World Bank application. I think the last date is in the next 2 days. Please do take the form, fill it up, and be a part of this. Over to an exciting session today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Priya. I now invite Ms. Sweta Kochal, a member of Flow Startup Cell, to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Suresh Sambandam.
Thank you, Kirtana. Good evening, everybody. I'm sure most of us have heard about or read about Suresh at some point in our lives, but there's so much that he's done, and it's my honor to be sharing some of those things with you today. Suresh is an entrepreneur. He started his first company at the age of 19. He is the founder and CEO of a company which is not just a torchbearer in the SaaS world, but it's also a pride for many of us in Chennai. Kissflow. Kissflow has customers in 160 countries. Suresh has been awarded the CII Entrepreneur of the Year in 2018 by the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. He is a technologist. He holds not just 1 or 2, but 3 patents in the United States. Suresh has not only uplifted Kissflow and the SaaS world, but also plays a critical role in building the economy in Tamil Nadu. He is the investment ambassador for the government of Tamil Nadu. He is a member of the TN State Planning Commission. He is a member of the Future of IT Council of the government. Suresh is also the convener of Dream Tamil Nadu, a socio-economic and policy think tank that first put the $1 trillion dream that we've so aptly on today's program in 2018. And this actually later became the official mission for Go Tamil Nadu in 2021. He's also the co-founder of the very famous SaaS Bhumi network, which is Asia's #1 and largest SaaS community. Most of us have heard that Chennai is the SaaS capital of India, and Suresh has first spotted and positioned Chennai as the SaaS capital back in 2015. And later, it was declared so by the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu in 2018. He also actively writes on social and policy topics in The Hindu. He is doing a very interesting impact series in Junior Vikatan called Kanavu that proposes dream ideas to transform every district in Tamil Nadu. Suresh has also played a significant role in sponsoring education for underprivileged children over the years. Suresh, there is so much to talk about you, but I'm going to stop here. We are truly delighted to have you here with us. Thank you for taking the time and accepting our invitation. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Mr. Suresh Sambandam.
Thank you, Shweta. May I request Ms. Rachna Kumar, member of Flow Startup Cell, to introduce Mr. Yagna Balaji.
Thank you, Kirtana. Good evening, all the dignitaries and the guests. I have the privilege of introducing somebody who I've admired most, Yagna Balaji. Yagna Balaji most recently held the position of a CEO of DT Next and English Daily from Tamil Nadu. The Thanthi Group, a journalist with 2 decades in field, Yagna was instrumental in the launch of Deccan Chronicles, newspaper in Tamil Nadu in 2005, where she has been credited with the success of Chennai Chronicles. A decade later, in 2015, she once again launched a brand new city-focused newspaper for Chennai, DT Next. A seasoned communication professional, Yagna has held workshops on developing communication skills and has also been the recipient of awards for articles on developmental journalism. She has served on panels of graduate level media study programs to promote ethical journalism. Yagna Balaji is also a member of WARN IFRA World Editors Forum, Southeast Asia chapter. Welcome, Yagna. And I think you'll be in conversation with Suresh soon. We're all waiting for that. Thank you all.
Okay, well, yeah. Slides are on. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for Raji and Priya and everyone here for putting together this event. This is probably one of the first events I see a lot of friends here, and also Aruna is here. It's probably one of the first events. I consider this crowd to be a little bit more elite crowd. So I've presented some of these ideas in other forums. I think this is probably going to be one of those first ones. So let's get started. So I started on this somewhere in 2017-18 time frame. I sort of did reasonable work in my company, and I started looking something beyond what I can do. That's the time I started looking for what I can do to contribute to the state of Tamil Nadu, right? So the reason I picked Tamil Nadu is because people say, right, there is a circle of influence. Like you cannot go, I don't know whether I can go and change India. It is very, very difficult to change India as a country because it's so big. And of course, I don't speak Hindi. So if you have to go out in Delhi and change the minds of people there, I don't think I had the ability to do it and pull it off. So, but I believe that I can do something in Tamil Nadu. So I started doing some research, and I found that the forefathers, like after the post-independence, a lot of people have done, despite political differences in the state, a lot of people have done a really wonderful contribution to the state of Tamil Nadu. And then I felt we just keep talking about it and there is nothing we do about it, right? So that's when I started Dream Tamil Nadu, which is how do we make the state as a dream state? So as the name suggests, and I wanted to set up like a North Star vision for Tamil Nadu, which everybody can relate to, look up to, something very aspirational, and sort of go march towards that goal. And that's when we came up with the $1 trillion dream for Tamil Nadu. And bear in mind, when I put out the $1 trillion dream, the government of India has not yet or just announced the 5 trillion vision for the India as a whole. And we were actually treading at 2 trillion economy, or 1 point something economy, heading towards the 5 trillion economy. And Tamil Nadu was doing $260 billion at that time, GDP terms, GSDP terms. So I was like, when we looked at $1 trillion, you have seen this famous Gandhiji quote which says, like, people will initially laugh at you, then they will fight you, then finally they will join you, right? That's really what happened, because people said, if India itself can do only 5 trillion, how come Tamil Nadu can do 1 trillion, right? It sounds like upset. It's impossible and stuff like that. And then in 2021, when the new government came, they basically made it a public vision, or rather government official vision now. But I wanted to lead you to this $1 trillion dream story so that you guys really understand where I'm coming from and how is this related to, and there is a lot of connection to the crowd that is assembled here. I just want to set the context. A lot of people do not know. When you talk about an industrialized state, immediately what comes to our mind is either Maharashtra or Gujarat. Both are incorrect. Tamil Nadu is the most industrialized state in the entire country. And we beat Maharashtra by 10,000 industries. Right? And we have 17% of factories of the entire India in Tamil Nadu. 17%. We have 16% of the workforce of the entire country in Tamil Nadu. I'll just give you, because these numbers doesn't ring a bell, but if you see this, you will really understand. Entire leather production of the country, 50% goes from Tamil Nadu. Entire leather production. Entire automobile production, 30% is manufactured in Tamil Nadu. Entire textiles, 19%. Electronics, 18%. Heavy machinery, 15%. And these data is not like something I am saying or even government of Tamil Nadu is saying, because we can say, Tamil Nadu guys just simply, prop up the data. But no, this is the union government data. And see, I actually, when I looked at, I want to take stock of where Tamil Nadu as a state is present before we draft out the vision, right? So now, I just sort of looked at it very intuitively. I said, okay, let's look at economy, let's look at education, let's look at healthcare and infrastructure, and then I looked at one more parameter, I'll come to that. And then I went about doing that, and then first I looked at economic progress, and we are really, really doing amazingly well. In GDP terms, we are number 2, and Maharashtra is number 1. But the problem is, there is a little bit of a trick there. I truly believe, even in GDP terms, Tamil Nadu is number 1, simply because of 2 or 3 factors. First factor, all the headquarters of all the companies are located in Mumbai. And if you have a branch office of a headquartered company which is headquartered in Mumbai, anywhere in the 30 states in the country, everything gets aggregated there. Right? Second, if you have a stock in Chennai, but it is trading in BSE. All the stocks of all the 30 states are centrally trading in Bombay Stock Exchange. And if you reapportion all of those values back to respective states, I'm not saying you should go to get it to Tamil Nadu, but I'm saying if you reapportion all of that to the respective states, we will, even in GDP terms, we'll actually be number 1, right? So that's really my theory. And then I looked at Tamil Nadu's education, and most of the time people look at education as literacy rate. But the real measure for education is not literacy rate, because if you use literacy rate, Kerala will be number 1. No offense meant for any Keralites here, I'm sorry, it's not to pull down anybody here. But the true assessment is very important. Because கை நாட்டு வைக்காம கையெழுத்து போட்டீங்கன்னா you are educated. That is what literacy rate really means. But what true education really means is, if you finish 12th standard and you've gone to college, it's called the gross enrollment ratio for higher education. The term gross enrollment ratio for higher education, GER, I can plainly take credit for popularizing in the state of Tamil Nadu, because I don't think before 2018 nobody knew what is this term GER. So when I first talk about GER, in Tamil Nadu was doing 2 times better than the Indian average, 2 times. It's like 100% we are doing better. And then people used to pull me in and saying, why are you comparing with, what do you compare with America, like China and all those big countries? And then, okay, let's go and do that. I was surprised to see the tertiary education in US is only 41% and Tamil Nadu is 51%. And that was shocking, because we can't believe that, right? So, why Tamil Nadu's higher education is 51% and why is it double the Indian average? Any guesses? No. Meaning, engineering colleges are even higher in Andhra and even in Karnataka also they are high. But why? Why do you think it's double, right? Who is the 50% of the population in a population? Women. Only in Tamil Nadu, men are 51% and women are also 51%. The higher education enrollment number, only in Tamil Nadu, women and men are exactly the same. In 2 years, women are going to beat men. in Tamil Nadu. That's the first time it's going to happen. It's not happened in any other state. It's not happened in any other country also. Only in Tamil Nadu it's going to happen. It's a phenomenal milestone because in Tamil Nadu, we really want to take women to the next level. Without taking women to the next level, no society can grow up. That's absolutely important. And that's really what very exciting to me. And then when it comes to healthcare, the World Health Organization says for every 1,000 people you need a doctor. And American standard is 500 to 1. But Tamil Nadu is 250 to 1. It is 4 times better than the World Health Organization's data and 2 times better than the American data and 4 times better than what Gujarat has and 8 times better than what UP is. And this is very telling, right? Just like Chennai is the SaaS capital of India, Tamil Nadu is the healthcare capital for not just India, but actually I would say Southeast Asia. Because you see people from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Dubai, everybody coming and having heart surgeries in Apollos and Kaveri hospitals, right? Like, we can see, these are all not just theories, right? We can see it anecdotally. We can touch and feel these things, right? And then, in terms of poor percentage, Tamil Nadu is also very low. In fact, I feel that Tamil Nadu is a little bit cheating here because we get some ration card and all free because we've said poor. That number should be 0. I don't think we have poor population in Tamil Nadu actually. Then I took the 4th one, which is, see, there is no point in developing GDP if the wealth is not distributed. And how do we find wealth distribution? There is a metric called household income. You find out what is the household income distribution. And a proxy to that is nothing but percentage of middle class in a society. If there is more middle class in a society than the rich and the poor, that is actually equitable wealth distribution of the society. And Tamil Nadu is number 1 in that. We have 60% middle class in 50%, 60% of the people living in urban centers. Generally, Tamil Nadu கிராமத்துல வாழ்றேன். No, that is gone. Tamil Nadu is not living in villages anymore because 60% is already living in urban centers. And this number is going to grow only more. And the other thing that I'm most proud about Tamil Nadu is we don't have caste surnames. The only state which doesn't have caste surnames, it's not, I see some of you laughing, but it's just not a laughable matter because it is the root of economic growth. I'll tell you, you can just anecdotally relate to this. If you go to get a rental property and if you tell your full name, just by looking at your name, you can decide whether to give the rent to you or not. It's as simple as that. It really happened. So when I did the $1 trillion dream, an IAS officer from Gujarat came to meet me. It's a real story. And he spent 2 hours talking to me. He said, $1 trillion dream, I want to do it in Gujarat. I said, absolutely fine. I'm open to share everything. If Gujarat develops, if other states develop, together India will be a better country, right? I'm as proud as an Indian as proud as a Tamilian. So I was telling everything. And then I said like, okay, this is all fine. If an entrepreneur starts a company and he wants to go to get a rental property, if he doesn't have these caste surnames, will he get a property? And he took like 10 seconds and thought about it and said, "Konjam kashtam na sir." I mean, he's a Tamilian IAS officer. He recruited in the Gujarat cadre and he was living there for 15 years. And he's so passionate about Gujarat. Absolutely, right? And he said like, "Sir, konjam kashtam." So I told him, "Sir, first let's go and do social revolution. Then you can do economic revolution because it is impossible to do economic revolution without the foundation of social revolution. It's not that easy. People judge you. Like sometimes Muslim friends who go and look for houses, they don't get houses because they have you can easily find out it's a Muslim name or a Hindu name or a Christian name by just looking at the name. We discriminate so much based on caste, religion. And this is one of the reasons Tamil Nadu leap forward. This is the only reason I'm saying this is one of the many reasons. I'm not saying Tamil Nadu doesn't have caste. It does have caste. But it is in the back seat a little bit. It's like an underwear that we're wearing inside. We are not wearing it outside. But once you have your name attached to the caste name attached to your name, it's like putting your underwear outside your dress. Everybody can see it and make judgments and discriminate. And till the time, this is all my intuition. Then finally, in 2022, Government of India published what is called as SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. This is a scientific way to find out there are 16 goals as per UN, and where does all the states stand, and Tamil Nadu is scientifically proven, not any intuition, not any anecdotal data, proven that we are number one, because out of the 16, we are at 12 green, 3 yellow and 1 red, and Andhra is second, Karnataka is third, Maharashtra is fourth, and Gujarat is doing at 5. This is really where we are, and we are actually standing in a beautiful platform. And we don't know that. தமிழ்ல நான் சொல்றேன், அந்த இந்தியாவுக்குள்ளார தமிழ்நாடு வந்து ஒரு குட்டி துபாய் மாதிரி, இந்தியாவுக்குள்ளார. That is why there was a time when we went to Dubai and we went to Singapore to work. You can see people from other states are coming to Tamil Nadu to work. Why? These are all data that proves us what I'm saying, right? So, not to put down anyone, this is what is, when I'm putting something, I'm not trying to put down any state or anything else. I'm just trying to put data so that everybody can fix that problem. See, if you look at Gujarat or Maharashtra, they are more focused on economic growth and not so much focused on social growth. And if you look at West Bengal or Kerala, for example, they are more focused on social growth, which is like they have all labor laws, labor protection, unionism, everything will be there. And in Gujarat or Maharashtra, nothing like that. You want to work 18 hours or 12 hours, they'll change the law. Because in Tamil Nadu, they tried to change the law, we blocked the law. Right? Seriously, even I actually opposed that. I was part of the government, I put a public to it. No, we cannot do that. Right? So, the only thing in Tamil Nadu is, we have to balance both. Extreme capitalism is also bad, extreme socialism is also bad. We need a balanced approach of socialism and capitalism. Otherwise, we will ruin the state. And that is the model that has taken Tamil Nadu to the North Star position and driven where we are right now. And most of you might be thinking in WhatsApp and all, some forward comes, sir, Tamil Nadu romba munnadiye periya state dhaan sir. We were very pissed guys, sir. Nothing like we only developed right now, nothing like that. It's not true. Post-independence, Tamil Nadu was the second state from the bottom. Post-independence. This data is available, verifiable. Second state from the bottom, that is the position of Tamil Nadu. And you will be surprised, what is the number one state? Any guesses? Bihar. The most rich state at that time is Bihar because they had all the natural resources, all the mines, and everything was there with Bihar. But from number one state, Bihar has gone to the extreme low, and from the bottommost position, Tamil Nadu has gone to the number one position. So it cannot be accident. It cannot be accident. It cannot be fluke. It has to be a deliberate policy and strategy decisions that we have made along the line to get where we are. So it's not. I'm not saying like all the last 60 years our politicians have done are very perfect. They are not. Everybody had flaws. In a relative scale, our politicians have done a better job when compared to the other state politicians. That's all I'm saying. On a relative scale, we can do even better, and that's why $1 trillion dream matters. That's why I wanted to impact. See, I presented this to the ADMK government when I launched this. It was in 2018-19. At that time, there was no DMK government. So I went and met the ADMK government at that time. I said, okay, go ahead and do this. So, but they were still fighting among themselves at that time. So they were not able to take big, bold ideas like $1 trillion dream and stuff like that because they didn't have the people mandate. But luckily, this government had that. So why did this happen? Because we have 4 master strokes in Tamil Nadu. Okay, first one, Kamaraj did it. There were only 6,000 schools after independence. In one stroke, in 10 years, he made 27,000 schools. 27,000 schools. He added 22,000 schools in just 10 years period. Sorry? There were only 40% of the students were going to school. 77% of the students were going to school. Kittathetta double. in a 10-year period. And that's a master stroke. Master stroke is like ஒரு கல்ல ரெண்டு மாங்கா அடிக்கிறது, right? Hits two birds in one stone. Imagine one stone, one lorry manga. That's like a master stroke, right? So that's really what it is. Which essentially means you don't have to do a gazillion small things, but you do one big massive impact and you can get that result and focus towards getting that impact, right? And then second, if you look at a generation is 25 years. When a generation gets school finished, they want their generation not just school finished, but college finished. But we had only 40 engineering colleges. From 40 engineering colleges, in another 20 years, we had reached 550 engineering colleges. And that's a phenomenal milestone, right? And not just that, people always complain, say colleges, no quality, all that crap. 37 of the top 100 colleges in India are in Tamil Nadu. 37% in one state. We have 37% of the top colleges are in one state, Tamil Nadu. And out of the 680 institutions, 182 institutions, good institutions are in Tamil Nadu. So, meaning we are doing really well. This is the fundamentals based on which we can build the $1 trillion dream. Of course, one of the things we talked about, somebody on the stage was talking about how do we do, I think Priya only was talking about inclusiveness and how do we do. One of the differentiating factors for Tamil Nadu is we did social justice which none of the other states did. The only state that implemented social justice is Tamil Nadu. What is social justice? You take like 10 lakh people and then try to move them to 10 steps. But you take 4 or 5 crore people, inclusively bring them all in and just move them only one step. You don't need to move them 10 steps. Just move them one step. But everybody, all the 5 crore people. And that's what Tamil Nadu did. So everybody got the opportunity both in jobs and education and all those stuff. And that is very, very important for Tamil Nadu. Without that, in today, this is very telling. You may be having a home caretaker in your home, like a servant maid, or an electrician, or a plumber, or a carpenter. Just ask them what their kids are studying. None of them will be carpenter, none of them will be electrician, none of them will be maid. Even every Saturday I go to Pattinabagam to fish, and the fish cut பண்ற லேடியோட பசங்க எல்லாமே காலேஜ் தான் படிக்கிறாங்க. Right? That is the state of Tamil Nadu, which is very different. Because how are we getting carpenters today? Because people are coming from Bihar and Uttar Pradesh and doing carpentry work in Tamil Nadu. Those brothers and sisters are pavam. Why should they continue to be carpenters for life?
And why not?
Oh, they shouldn't.
Why not?
No. Because it is going. Those jobs will get automated. Technology will come and take away all those jobs. Machinery, like for example, today, if you there is a very big.
So how much power do you plan to consume if you're going to automate everything?
We have enough energy.
Life becomes so automatic. They can't start feeling that what they are doing is much better than I.
No, actually, the question is, you really need to ask, would you put your kids as carpenters and electricians and plumbers? If your kids can go to a different level, why would somebody else's kid need to do that job? No, I will answer the question separately. It's a controversial topic, but it's a very important topic because we need education to change our mindset here. And of course, this is another controversial topic. I truly believe because Tamil Nadu adopted a 2-language policy, English became more prominent. Otherwise, I'll be standing on this stage and speaking in Hindi, which is not bad. But the problem is, I would have not connected with the global. I would have just become local. And today, people from Tamil Nadu do not go to jobs for Mumbai or Delhi or Calcutta. We go to San Francisco, we go to London, we go to New York and those places and Europe. And why? Because we have given our youth the space to learn English, which is very important. Today it's very, in fact, I truly believe rest of the country should follow the Tamil Nadu model. They should learn their mother tongue. Nobody should discard their mother tongue, but they should learn English. If they learn English, those people who are doing carpentry and electricians should have become engineers and they would have done a white collar jobs like the same the students who have got that opportunity in Tamil Nadu. That's what they missed, unfortunately. And that is sad. That's very sad. So with that, how do we get to this $1 trillion vision? And this $1 trillion vision is not that easy because Tamil Nadu was only growing at 10%. To get to $1 trillion, we need 40% increase on the base, on a CAGR basis, compounded aggregated growth rate, CAGR, which is not at all easy. You try to increase 40% growth in your own company, you will realize how difficult it is. Imagine a $300 billion base economy growing at 40% more year on year is just impossible target, right? And luckily, I don't know where you are following, 2023, Tamil Nadu's growth has already come to 14%. When I put this number, it was at 10%. Now, this year, we are 14% already. We are pretty close to that 15% number, right? So, why is this required? Because we graduate 10 lakh students every year in Tamil Nadu. 5 lakhs polytechnics, ITIs and stuff like that, 1.5 lakhs in engineering and 3 lakhs in arts and science. And we need a fifth master stroke. So I talked about the four master strokes and we need the fifth master stroke, and that's why this whole thing is very much important, startups, because that is not possible without entrepreneurship. If you look at the thing, we provided primary education, we provided higher education, but then all the higher education people need jobs. And who's going to create jobs? Governments don't create jobs. Governments just govern. The jobs are actually created by startups, by companies, by entities, by businesses, and people like you. And more importantly, we need women entrepreneurs. Just like we have equity in education, in higher education, 51%. But it is not happening in startups and entrepreneurship. Women population is less. And that's all the more relevant why I'm sitting and talking here. And entrepreneurship means brands. Entrepreneurship is nothing else other than brands. What is the difference between brand and another company? Brand means IP. IP means what? It will work for you when you sleep. A brand or an IP, you don't have to work. It will work for you when you sleep, and that's what IP means, right? And if you look at companies like Haynes and Jockey, there's just two companies, they make $7 billion in annual revenue, which is roughly to 50,000 crores. The sad truth is, all those undergarments are manufactured in Coimbatore, Tirupur and Hosur. But we get, out of a 300 rupees ticket size of an undergarment that we wear, we get 30 rupees. That's it. Not even 30 rupees. We don't even get 10%. But they get the entire 300 rupees top line. And they get to own the brand. So we need to move away from just a service provider economy to a brand owner economy. And that's the paradigm shift. And that's when you will get to the $1 trillion dream. And that's when I started writing Kanavu. Because this Kanavu really means we need to inclusively grow the Tamil Nadu state and not Chennai or Coimbatore or Madurai. We need to have this growth in every city: Kadalur, Viluppuram, Tirunelveli, Thoothukudi, Salem, Erode, Manamadurai, Krishnagiri, Dharmaburi, Hosur. So I'll give you some ideas. With that I will end. Kanavu Ramanathapuram. First I took Ramanathapuram. There are 1 crore palm trees. And what do we do with that? We sell palm like what is there in the left. But we should be we have lychee juice. But a more tastier and healthier juice could be nungu juice. But we don't do that today, right? We just sell it like the roadside, unbranded. That's the difference between selling something as a business and branding something as a product. And that's a whole of difference. And we make palm candy and we sell it like this. But the palm actually has so much dark elements. When it combined with cocoa, we can be making palm chocolate like the way it is listed on the right hand side. But we do the one on the left hand side today, right? And 12,000 tons of chili powder, chili is harvested every year. What do? We just grind this and sell molagatul or masala. That's all we know. But what we should be doing, you all know Tabasco sauce. It's a small pencil-like bottle, some 200 rupees maybe, very small quantity, less than 50 ml for 200 rupees. This chili that we have, and this company makes 12,000 crores, just one company. But we will be selling malagatul like this. I'm just trying to see the opportunities are right in front of us, right under our nose in this same place, but we do not know how to transform them into great opportunities. Then we went to Krishnagiri. Do you know you can make leather from mango waste? So after Krishnagiri, see, we'll say Salathu Mambaram, right? But Mambaram doesn't grow in Salem. Mambaram grows in Krishnagiri. It was part of the original Salem district, so it was called Salathu Mambaram. But actually, mango production happens in Krishnagiri. But they have a lot of pulp industries. They extract the pulp and then they just throw the waste, the outer toll. What is it called? Skin. Sorry. But you can actually convert that into vegan leather because there is so much demand for vegan leather, right? But then I don't want to build yet another product, but I want to build a brand like Louis Vuitton or High Design or Gucci or Steve Madden. A regular shoes will sell for 2,000, a Steve Madden sells for 10,000. And if you add vegan on top of it, you can sell for 20,000. Because people who buy vegan are all super rich people. So you can actually sell very high to them. And then in 90,000 tons of vegetables are manufactured in Dharmaburi. Whatever you call as Bangalore vegetables, it's never manufactured produced in Bangalore. It all goes from Dharmaburi to Bangalore. The actual production, cultivation of all the Bangalore vegetables happens in Dharmaburi. They go all the way in truck to Bangalore and then get sold there because the market is there and then comes back to us. But the very scary thing is they go with all the junk also. Like for example, if you take a cauliflower, the edible portion is only 50%. The non-edible portion is remaining 50%. We ship the non-edible portion also all the way to Bangalore and then make the Bangalore city also dirty with all the waste. Right? And we cannot even know how to dispose that waste. But if that waste has been present in Dharmaburi, it can become manure within the fields. But in Bangalore, there is no way to do the manure because there is no, like land, farmland. So what we suggested, instead of giving vegetables as vegetables, it can be cut, packaged and ready to use. The beauty is it can be preserved. Shelf life can be 5 times higher than a regular vegetable. And it can get into boxes and the shipment and the containerization, storage, everything, transport, what you call food miles, everything will be low. So, in Thiruvarur, we have 5 lakh acres of paddy and we have straw. We don't know what to do that. And you can make straw board. And this straw board, this straw board is as good as any cardboard. It's compressed wood from straw, paddy straw. And this paddy straw is going waste like nobody's business. And you can compress it and you can do all these interiors in the straw board, you will not know a difference because all you need to put is a veneer on top of it, it looks beautiful. Because the underlying wood is straw board. And if you've gone to Okenakal, this is how we sell seafood there. But what we should be doing is this. This is a huge transformation from what it is, right? And this is actually a real place called Vattal Malai. It's a tourist spot. We think it's in some Europe or some place, but it's not. It's right there in Tamil Nadu. Okay? And then we also suggested how between Krishnagiri and Bangalore, there is 100 kilometers of highway. And you can put these wind turbines right in the middle of the divider. And each one of the wind turbines can produce electricity straight out of the moving buses, moving traffic. And in Viluppuram, we have ground nets. And we take the kernel and then the husk is left thrown. And the beauty is the husk, the outer husk, it has 6% hydrogen. And we don't know that. And we can extract, there is a process to extract the 6% hydrogen from that waste. and convert it into a 60, we did the calculation. So I write this article every week. And we go to the extent of what can be done, what is the process, what is the capacity available, how much is the investment required, is it a 100 crore business or a 20 crore business, is it a 1,000 crore business? We write to that detail, what kind of businesses can be built. And unfortunately, it's in Tamil. Okay, because it is targeted towards people in a district to be able to learn and then build that business, right? So we can do this. And if you look at the other thing is this green gram. We eat waffles, and waffles is made up of bad stuff. But we can make green waffles out of green gram, and it will be good stuff, and all the kids can eat it with the same taste, and without having to worry about health. And Hosur, we came up with a different idea. Hosur, we said it should be like a self-governed state, like in Sejong. In South Korea, there is a city called Sejong, and it's a completely self-governed state. The reason is, Hosur has the potential to become like a twin city, like San Francisco and San Jose. I don't know have you seen, you are aware of San Francisco and San Jose. It's like a twin IT hubs. So like that, it can become like Bangalore and Hosur can become. But it requires a different structure to promote that. So this is how Sejong used to be before the special city status, and after that it became like this. And it can also be home for EV, because Tesla's tech talent is there, but Hosur has all the manufacturing infrastructure for EV. And again, AI and robotics, it can be there. And Tirunelveli, we have clean energy. We have both Kudangulam and wind energy. See, today we have abundant capacity to have power. Power is not a problem. It will get solved at some point in time, because electric movement is going to happen, right? So power is actually not a problem. There are a lot of other lobbying that actually prevents us from getting the power, but we can easily solve that to some extent. But then we can, and also there is a conduit that can go to the Singapore data center hub, which is the internet hub for the whole Asia, right? And we can run the cable from Tirunelveli, and we have the power, which is clean power, and all big data centers want clean power. Google, Amazon, that's a great opportunity. And there are a lot of windmills in Tirunelveli district. But there is no component manufacturing infrastructure for windmill manufacturers in Tirunelveli, right? And nobody knows Tirunelveli is where all the cooker industry and all the utensils are manufactured and shipped to entire Tamil Nadu. But then they are still in the old school industry. They can go from the regular old school cookers to the smart cookers, and it can be internet connected, IoT enabled, which means that when you leave from your home, on the internet you can enable it, and it can start on and cook it and keep it ready for you when you come home, right? So you can transform things like that. Today on millet we sell murukku, but we should be making like ID dosa, like based on idli batter, right? 2 more minutes, I'm done. Again, if you look at Tiruvannamalai, there is a lot of herbal, there is a mountain and there is a lot of herbs that grows there. But we sell legium out of it. What we should be doing, Kiranelli is the actual herb for Live 52. They figured out a way to take Kiranelli, extract the essential parts and package it into a tablet that can be converted to cure your liver diseases. And that's Live 52. And which means they follow the same FDA kind of a process, which is about repeatability, efficacy testing, everything is ensured. So that every time you take a Live 52 tablet, the same result is guaranteed. And that's why people are going to go there, and that's the power of brand. Brand also brings trust. But legium, you don't know whether to even buy it or not, right? Because you don't know who's doing it and what they are doing it, whether it is going to work or not. But we have so much opportunity, but we are not able to leverage it. But we need to leverage all of that. And finally, my last one, my home district, I'm from Kadalur. So Palappalam is like super popular there. But we don't have a Tropicana in jackfruit, right? We don't have. Nothing stops us from making one. And the most important problem in Kadalur is this is like the cashew hub of the state. We make all the cashews and export. But after taking the nut, we throw away all the fruit. Fruit is useless. And if you go in the Kadalur streets during harvest time, On both sides of the highway, you will see just the fruits lying, just like open, right? Lying in the open. So what we came back with, we make like a export quality liquor. That will go. Huh? That will work in India. No, that's why. See, I know like when I talk about liquor, people will come back with this point. But what we proposed is not to sell it in Tamil Nadu. No, it will work. It will, because there is a Sitco property, which is a complete SEZ, fully export-oriented property that is available, around 50 acres, where we can actually do a complete export processing zone. Because I don't want to get into any sensitive topics here. Anyway, coming back, Kadalur also is the home for Navy Lignite Corporation. There are 10,000 acres of barren land after the lignite has been taken out, and we don't know what to do with that. So we came back and said we can sow vetiver. Vetiver requires no maintenance, just put that, it will grow. And you don't know, 1 kg of vetiver oil is 25,000 rupees. And this is the base oil for all the perfumes that you use today. Excuse me. If you're using any perfume, the base oil is vetiver. So the goal for $1 trillion dream is to build these brands. And the opportunities to build such brands are right there under our nose, within our state, and tremendous amount of opportunities exist. And this is what we call making Tamil Nadu proud brands. These companies exist in Tamil Nadu. Some of them are not headquartered in Tamil Nadu, but we found out there are 150 brands like Arun Ice Cream, Achi Masala, Sakti Masala, Rane Brake Linings, like Kissflow, Zoho, Freshworks, technology companies, right? Like LMW in Coimbatore, PSG Tech, VIT College, SSN College. In every sector, there are at least 10 or 15 brands which are doing really well. And we need to, if these brands are roughly contributing 25% of the economy. So if we need to sort of go to 3 times the economy, from 300 billion to 1 trillion, all we need is, from 150 brands, we need to grow to 500 brands. That will automatically create from 10 lakh jobs to 50 lakh jobs. And from there, we will go from a 300 billion economy to a $1 trillion economy. Thank you very much. Sorry, I know like there are certain points you may not agree what I'm saying, but the idea is not 100% agreement, not required. 100% agreement not required actually.
Suresh, whether is this clear? Is this audible? Suresh, whether we agree with your ideas or not, I think we're all convinced that Tamil Nadu is a state that makes us all very, very proud. But listen, one of the first questions that I was listening to you and you spoke so much about branding. In fact, a big part of your talk was about building brands. But tell me, when you started your own brand, you first of all chose a very unusual name, Kissflow. You have to tell us about that.
Yeah.
But you also, what I want to know is, what did it take for you to get a brand named so unusually? How difficult was it to be taken seriously?
Yeah. So one of the early lessons that I got was that so the brand, any name, you're not naming your company. You're building a brand. A brand is something needs to go through word of mouth. For somebody has to remember it. If it has to be remembered, it has to be short. It has to be relatable. It has to be a conversation starter. So Kissflow actually ticks off pretty much all the points. So Kiss stands for Keep It Simple Stupid. So KISS stands for Keep It Simple Stupid. This is an idea like during World War II, America was shipping weapons to soldiers in the ground, and they would just airdrop it from the aircraft. So the soldiers who collect those weapons, they should be able to assemble it and start firing it without any super duper knowledge. So they came up with this concept called KISS principle. So the weapon should be like it should be like a Lego block, plug and play. And so it's an official notion called KISS principle. So we said like when we make our software, even anybody should be able to use it, which doesn't require much of technical skills.
When you went out there with this name, what did people what was the
Actually,
perception?
initially people said, like KISS, probably thought it's a dating site. So, but we outgrew that. But so one of the things, like every time I go to a branding agency and then talk about Kissflow campaign or something like that, they smile at me and say, it's very easy. They really love it. The branding guys, the trademark guys, the copyright, all those guys literally love Kissflow because it's so easy to do. You can actually spin a lot of stories because, see, with a bland name, you don't know what story to build. Then the guy has to start thinking. With Kissflow, the story is built into the name. Like you can start right there. So you don't need to really think anything extra. We made it easy for all the branding guys.
But talking about brand, Suresh, say a question that keeps coming up so often. You talk about a SaaS platform. And right now, I think YouTube, Spotify, Netflix are possibly some of the best and best known examples of SaaS brands. So tell me, when Indians and particularly from South India, they're involved in, pretty much every big platform. They're leading all the big tech companies across the world. Why aren't we producing that big global brand with this ease of use that, it's so easy for, it's known the world over.
Yeah, actually,
we're doing well. You made it very, very clear that we're producing a lot of brands, but why does that world-class tag still elude us?
No, actually we are. It's just that we are in a different category. See, YouTube, Spotify and all are not, meaning just to a little bit correct you, it's not SaaS brands. These are all consumer products. So like Kissflow, Zoho, Freshworks, these kind of companies are B2B companies. Consumers don't buy that. Our products, consumers don't buy. Our products are bought by end users, businesses, not by end users, right? So, and hence we just don't know them that much. Like for example, how many of you know every car that we have, the horn is made, pretty much all the cars that you're using is made by Roots Horn. It's in Coimbatore. It's an OEM manufacturer. It goes into your car, whether it's BMW or Benz or whatever you're driving. And that's manufactured right here in Tamil Nadu and exported. But we don't hear about Roots because Roots is built into some other product. But the end consumer product is BMW. But we are getting there. Like for example, if you take Zoho or Freshworks, it's a very popular software platform for B2B globally.
But branding, right? That's the whole root of the conversation.
It's still, actually, it's not that bad. Meaning, we are not like Microsoft or Google yet, but we are getting there. See, remember, we were called as a third world country. Right? Today, nobody calls us a third world country. We have graduated, we have come a long way from a third world country to somebody to take it seriously. I think if you give us another 10 years, I think we will be there.
So, we're getting our branding game, we're on the way. But tell me, innovation, we talk about that. But in this hyper-growth environment, the minute one person innovates, someone immediately sort of copies, brings out something similar. So for a company like yours, for a lot of people who are in technology, how difficult is it to stay ahead, and what do you have to do to protect your IP, to protect everything that you worked so hard to create?
Meaning, this is always there in all the industries, not just software, but also in every industry, because people tend to copy very quickly, right? So the biggest protection is brand only. Like for example, anybody can create a Swiggy, anybody can create a Zomato, Uber, Ola. Creating the app is Like even a college student can create a Ola app or a Uber app. There's nothing hard to copy there. But he cannot build a Ola brand. You cannot build a Uber brand. You cannot build a Swiggy brand. Swiggy brand stands for a lot more than just the app. App anybody can create. It hardly takes 1 month to create the app. But to create the name Swiggy registered in our mind, it's impossible for a college student to do that. Because that branding is what it took Swiggy for 7 years to build it. So the biggest protection that a company can get is not even patents. I have 3 patents. I can tell you for sure it's not the patents. So only very few patents are enforceable. Especially software patents are rarely enforceable. Hardware patents are easy to enforce. Software patents are very difficult. People will challenge you on the software patents. But brand is the ultimate protection. You build a brand, it's the protection. Like BMW, you can't copy BMW. What will you copy?
So, Suresh, another thing that I wanted to ask you was I thought, maybe we could talk a little bit about human capital.
Sure.
And you were somebody, so I don't know if a lot of you know this, but I think not the first time, but the one time that Suresh shot into the limelight was when he rewarded some of his employees with these really fancy BMWs. So I think that was spoken about, but it actually goes a little more. I know, when we went to see Suresh in his office, he's got this beautiful customized wall art, which has got caricatures of all his employees. He's got their faces, and it's a recognition. But what I wanted to ask you was that beyond all these nice gestures, the window dressing, what does it take to make a person feel valued at the workspace? Actually, what does it take? What are the tangible measures to make a person feel valued at the workplace? What keeps them going beyond money?
Actually, we cannot discount money. So we believe we went from success as a metric to happiness as a metric. So we optimize for happiness. We basically say, let's optimize for happiness. So instead of success. That's a big shift.
Happiness, right?
I'll tell you we figured out as employees, our employees look for 4 items for happiness. First one is compensation. We first say, like, are we paying them fair? Like, are we at the 80th percentile at least in the market standards, right? We need not be at the 100th percentile, but 80th percentile first. Second, they want growth. Growth means, see, there are 2 kinds of compensation. One is strategic compensation, other one is tactical compensation. Salary is a tactical compensation which you get every month. Growth is you are investing in your career so that when 10 years from now, you will become somebody else. That's a strategic compensation because it will keep rewarding you year after year after year after year. Monthly salary will be every month. After that, you won't come. So that's the second one. Then they want what is called as quality of work. The kind of work that they do, is it something that they're proud about? And fourth, they want a work environment because employee is like a seed, right? And you can take the same seed, ஒவ்வொரு சீடுக்கும் ஒரு வீரியம் இருக்கும். அந்த சீடை எடுத்துட்டு போயிட்டு நீங்க பாலைவனத்துல போட்டீங்கன்னா, if you put it in a desert, it will die. If you put the same seed in a well-nurtured plot of land, it will grow into a beautiful tree. So culture is nothing but providing that environment for this employee, which is a seed, to grow into a big tree. These are the 4 things that we define, which is optimizing our company towards the happiness goal rather than anything else. And that's really how we do this. And that's why we even, all this BMW, everything, nobody will believe we never even planned for a PR program. We forgot it. It just got covered in media just like that.
But what you're saying, about the happiness quotient, I mean, that's very interesting. But in today's digital, the hyper-growth environment that we're in about 5 years, most people sort of are obsolete. It is, things are changing so fast.
Yep.
By the time a person is about 30, they've already, they're considered old. And by the time people are in their 40s, and that's a fact, you really don't have that many opportunities. And the skill set has changed so rapidly. So what do you do to make sure your staff, in addition to, they'll be, as long as they're doing a good job, sure, they'll be compensated, there's growth. But how do they stay relevant? What inputs do you have as a workplace in your office to keep them relevant for a long time so that, they can actually work for, I think, 20 years, which is not common anymore.
Yeah,
It's true.
sure. But I think if you really look at it, we have continuously, we have programs, a lot of programs. One of the programs we do is called as a KLP. It's called a Kissflow Leadership. See, I mostly believe in first principles. My first principles thinking for talent comes around leadership. Because the technology or the skills will keep changing. What will never change forever? Whatever automation comes, AI comes, whatever can come. But the ability to lead is something that won't change. So what we do is, we have a program called KLP. It starts every second Thursday of every month, every month, second week Thursday. And we go to some 5-star hotel or something like that. We arrange, and we have a program to leadership development for 80 of our employees. And we do it every month. This is like, if you know GE when during Jack Welch days, they used to have this leadership program, which is like a coveted program. If you read the Jack Welch book, you will see that program being mentioned there.
So 80 leaders, that's a lot, right? What is the evaluation process?
It is like, it's like a pyramid. You have to invest in a lot of people to see who bubble up, right? You can't you have to give the opportunity to a lot of people so that some people might bubble up out of that, right? So we are only looking for 20 people to come out of that. But if you start with 20, you will end up with 3. If you start with 80, you'll probably end up with 20.
Suresh, tell me something. I think a lot of one of the fallouts of COVID that we all saw was, I think women were affected the most. A lot of women had faced a lot, they had the added responsibilities of pressures at home, which they hadn't faced before, and many of them couldn't get back to the workplace. Did you face this? Did you see this amongst your staff? And if you did, were there any measures that you actually took to make sure that they could either come back or they could work comfortably?
No, actually we didn't have this problem because we changed to an approach called Remote Plus.
Okay.
Which means that we ask our employees to go to their native places if they belong to a different city other than Chennai. So, which means 3 weeks they don't have to come to work in a month.
Okay.
So 3 weeks they don't have to come to office in a month, but 1 week they come to office every month. So, but they work for all 5 days in that week. So when they come from native places, we have accommodation and everything arranged so that they can stay. Company provides the accommodation and local travel, everything. So they can come stay and do the work for 1 week, and then they can go back to their native place.
And that's worked out for you?
Yeah, it's still working. We still do it. So we are the only one to follow this model. But it has its own challenges. But because of this, we have close to 36 or 37% women population in Kissflow. We didn't see a drop.
Yeah, that's remarkable. Suresh, as when you were starting your career, was there anyone you turned to as a mentor? Did you consider someone a mentor?
Sure. I had a boss. His name is I. Goundan. He used to be my super boss. My first job is at a company called Hewlett Packard, HP.
Okay.
So he used to be like 5-6 levels higher to me, and then I followed him when he started working for a second company. So there, I used to be my direct boss. So I think I would consider him as my It's not a formal mentorship, but it is like. It's like an osmosis process that
What was it that you learned from him? What was the support that you needed that he provided?
First, he will listen a lot. So the most important thing I learned from him is he's very humble, polite. He is probably a multi-millionaire, but he's in Salem, some small village near Salem, but he will catch a lorry and go to his hometown without. If he could have taken a Benz car or something like that, but he's like sometimes so simple. People might think like he's part of the lorry driver or something like that, right? So, but he was like a very simple guy, very simple and easy to work with, and he listens when he comes. When you say something to him, he intently listens. A lot of times we listen to counter. We don't listen to understand. Because we always have our point and we wanted to put our point, right? But listening to understanding what the other person is saying is a very difficult thing. We don't practice that. We always listen to counter the other person. And I learned like how to listen to understand. And he'll have this face like so much like an innocent guy, but internally he will have so much knowledge and he will not show it up. But most of us, we have little knowledge and we keep splashing that knowledge all over the place. But these are the things that I learned from him. He's a very nice guy.
So the reason I wanted to, brought up the mentor thing was, I don't know how many of you know about Suresh's son and his business. So Suresh's son runs this really popular, he's in the food industry, contrary to what a lot of people would have thought. And he runs this business called Meen Sattis, literally fish meals. And I think we'd have all heard about it. And I didn't know that Arvind was actually Suresh's son. So I was chatting with Arvind, and interestingly, the idea for this came from Suresh himself. Because I was curious to know, dad in IT, tech, son has gone into a totally different industry. So what I was curious about was, you were in a position to guide your son, to mentor him, because of your interest in a sustainable business, and it also sort of combined his interest. But I think a lot of people face the challenge of not being able to guide their children when they want to do something very, very different. Most parents face this. They've been in a traditional line of work and the kids want to do something totally different. So what advice do you have for parents who sort of, want to be able to mentor their children but don't want to impose their views on them? How would you deal with something like, what advice do you have?
I don't know whether I can advise, but I can tell what I did. So it's up to you to take it. I hate advice. I myself advises, so I don't want to give you any advice. I think the better way to look at this, there was a time when we felt like education is what we should provide to our kids. And if you provide education to our kids, and we are good parents. In fact, most of the time parents want certificate for themselves being good parents by proving to the world that their kids studied engineering or doctor. என் பையனை நான் டாக்டருக்கு படிக்க வச்சுட்டேன்றது அவங்களுக்கு தான் பெருமையை தவிர அவங்க பையன் படிச்சானான்றதை பற்றி அவங்களுக்கு எந்த கவலையும் இல்லை பையனும். Because they want, in their societies, they want to boast how good the parent they are. Most of the parents have these parental egos, right? But there was a time when education is the thing that we contribute to our kids. But I actually understood by my own experience. I don't know, probably many of you didn't know, I never went to college. My last education was 12th standard. So I did 12th standard and yeah, sometimes it's embarrassing to say this, but yeah, that's what it is. But I learned a lot by hitting the road. Real life experiences, hitting the road very early on. So I went to hit the road at 17, when I was 17. I used to go to police station or court, because we used to run a real estate business. Often some litigation will come. When I was 17 years old, I had to go to a police station and make a complaint for the litigation. That policeman will not even treat me like, who is this podian coming here? Because like if you think about it, police, they have different problems to attend to. There will be some murder would have happened. That will be more important. Some small encroachment issue. This is not even a priority for that guy. For me, it's priority. For that guy, it's not a priority, right? But I understood a lot of real life things, and then I changed my view. More than education, it's actually the exposure that makes kids. If you want to, if you want to switch the priority, switch from education to exposure. I'm not saying don't put, I'm an outlier. I'm not saying stop your education tools, not at all. I actually generally think maybe if I've studied better, maybe I would have even become a better person. Maybe that's what I think. But I feel you still need education, but the focus is not about the academic education, but the real exposure of life. If you can give that to your kids, they'll do really well. Unleash your kids, don't protect them. I see parents holding kids and walking through the signal. Like, for example, they don't let their kids make their own decisions, their own mistakes. I made a lot of early decisions, a lot of stupid decisions, a lot of mistakes, fall down, waken up, broken my knees, ran, failed again, get up, run, fail again. I think that's what makes me, and that's what makes Arvind is like that. That's all I can say.
But Arvind had not only Suresh's support, all the recipes came from Suresh's wife. So I think that's quite remarkable.
Sure.
They not only just allowed him to make their mistakes, they stood right there with him. But Suresh, I think we'll have to take some time for the audience's questions.
Sure, please.
But one last quick question that I'm so curious about: what's the difference between an entrepreneur and a woman entrepreneur? I was
Literally nothing.
okay. Thank you. That's important. So, shall we take a few questions from the audience? Done.
All the data that you put behind the $1 trillion dream, and in the company, truly impressive. I had a question around brand that you spoke of. I know there are so many things that go into building a brand, but what would you say are the top 3 things for a company to be able to build a remarkable brand?
I think I would just say only one thing, because that's the master thing. See, most of the time we have a lot of misunderstanding about brand. Brand is nothing but a promise of a value. A brand stands for a promise that it is promising some value to be delivered to you, whatever is that promise. For example, if it's Uber or Ola, there is a brand promise, which is when I go search a location, I click on it, I will get a car in next 5 minutes. And it will be clean and it will be good. And they are fouling on that promise today. So every brand stands, how does a brand get built? Initially, Uber or Ola got the brand built because of this promise that they made. And we all wanted that promise and they delivered that promise. Now they are not delivering. But brand is nothing but clearly articulating what is your promise of value and consistently delivering that value. If you deliver that, word of mouth is the biggest thing in a brand. A lot of time we think branding is about spending marketing dollars to make it popular. But most important thing is, once you start delivering the brand promise, like you talked about Arvind's business, I'll tell you, they get 36% or 37% orders directly on their website. Doesn't come through Swiggy or Zomato, which essentially means brand.
Delivering on their promise.
When they deliver on the promise, the customers go to the web, because there's a lot of friction for a customer to go to a website and order, because the simplicity of Swiggy means something. Because an average restaurant in their category, they get single digit numbers. Many of them don't even have a website. From there to get 36%, 37% order on website is something different, which means they are delivering on their brand value. So if you are building a company, know what is your brand's promises, and you consistently deliver that brand promise, you will build a brand. Yes, sir.
Hello, sir. Vinod here. So I just want to ask you a question regarding, state-wise startups. If you see, probably we are among third or fourth. I'm not sure of exact data. State-wise, in terms of startups, number of startups. So we are in the not. I wouldn't say in the bottom. Might be in the third or fourth as ranking goes. So where do you see we missed out over the years, or how do we take it forward? To be
Where do we?
Where do you see we missed out?
Where do
Missed out, and what do we do to take it forward to the number one ranking, as well as is there any concern in terms of culture as well for the state as well?
All of that
to bring in more entrepreneurs.
Yeah, all of that is a problem. We missed out last 10 years. Sorry, we missed out last 10 years. Yeah. So that is why we are in the current position. Because last 10 years, I think we sort of missed the bus. There is no political will to put startup as a priority. Like if you look at now, there is Startup TN. You can keep, if you just go to social media, every week something or the other is happening, some grants are being given. So there is a news about startup continuously happening in the last 2 years. Every week you will hear something. So that kind of programs were missing for the last 10 years. We missed that completely. And that's one gap that has been fixed. But I'm not a volume person. I don't want the quantity. By quantity, we don't want to be number one. See, inclusivity and create value is what we need to focus on. I think if Tamil Nadu need not win the volume game, like number of startups, we are number one. That number somebody can hack and get there. See, there is something called DPIT, right? So you just register it, then that is what they use to count whether you have more startups. Then you can just run some program and just do the registrations and get the number one status. But it will be like operation successful, patient dead. But that's not what we should opt for. We should opt for really building true startups, true brands, which can create value, create jobs in Tamil Nadu. Even if you create 100, 150 brands like that, instead of 10,000 startups, we have one number, it will be better off.
So, Suresh, when you say we, you mean
Tamil Nadu as a
entrepreneurs
state.
or do you mean the government? Because you also mentioned that the government.
We, as in the
doesn't
people of
create
Tamil
jobs.
Nadu, are the citizens of the state, right? We have the joint ownership. See, we elect a government on our behalf. It is not like some alien people. If they don't like the government, we'll get another government, right?
So it is the responsibility of the state.
Because it is our place. We have to develop that, and we have to elect our representatives to deliver what we want from them. If they don't deliver, we will have to get another one, right? So it is our place, and we have to develop our place. So that's what I see it. I see it's my place.
Okay.
I think
Have
time is out. I'll stay for a few minutes, a little later after this, and then we can talk. Sorry.
You can also send your questions through the QR code will be provided to you, and Mr. Suresh will help you get the answers. Thank you, Mr. Suresh, for an insightful session. I think at the end of the session, we all feel very proud of how far our state has come, and also, very keen to achieve together the $1 trillion dream together as a state. And we have learned and being inspired to dream big, not just for ourselves, but for something much larger. Thank you, Ms. Yagna, for bringing out the best in him and through a very, very engaging conversation. Thank you so much. May I request Ms. Raji Raju to felicitate our guest, Mr. Suresh Sambandam, with a token of appreciation. May I request our Vice Chair, Ms. Divya Sukumar, to felicitate Yagna Balaji. Oh, okay. I request Group Captain Vijay Kumar to present the memento. I request Ms. Priya Gautam to propose the vote of thanks.
I think we're very close to dinner time, but then I'm not going to hold it too long. But on behalf of the organizers, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants, Suresh and sponsors, 361 Wealth, the Radiant Group, Rocks, and our event partner, MMA Group, and Group Captain Vijay Kumar, who made this evening a resounding success. We're overwhelmed with the response we received for the event online and in person, and we owe it to all the attendees who made time to be a part of this virtual and physical gathering. The insightful discussions, engaging presentations, and networking opportunities made the event more memorable one. We would like to thank Mr. Suresh, who took time out of his busy schedule to share his valuable insights with us. The deliberation was informative and thought-provoking, and we appreciate your contribution to the event's success. I would also like to thank Ms. Yagna Balaji, who made this session very engaging and brought out the best. Thank you, Yagna, for immediately helping us doing this. We also extend our sincere appreciation to MMA and our sponsors for their support. Without their generous contributions, this event would not have been possible. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Mehta Jewelers, Alvapit, Sadev, our gifting partner. And lastly, we would like to express our gratitude to FICCI Startup Cell, and I would request all our Startup Cell members to recognize themselves here so that everybody knows who they are. Can I have Shweta, Deepa, Kirtana, all of you on the stage while I just confirm. Yeah, just come on the stage, please. Deepa. Their hard work and dedication have paid off, and we're proud of what we've achieved together. Once again, thank you everyone. Rachna Kumar, please come. Jyoti also. Once again, thank you everyone who participated in the event. We hope you had a wonderful experience and gained a new knowledge and something useful to probably ponder around. So this is the startup team, and I would want you all to recognize them. And if you want to become a member of the Flow Startup Cell, please do reach out to all of us. And I think one picture with the team, Raji and, yeah. Raji also.